Hey everyone, this is Pete, and welcome back to Atari A to Z Flashback, a series of short playthroughs of the 150 games that make up Atari Flashback Classics for Nintendo Switch. Today's game is Basketball. This was a 1978 release from Atari, developed by Alan Miller. Now, Alan Miller was one of the first game designers for the Atari 2600, and he also co-authored the operating system for the Atari 400 and 800 computers. He left Atari in 1979 alongside David Crane, Larry Kaplan and Bob Whitehead, and the four of them went to form Activision, who were one of the first third-party video game developers, and one of the most successful throughout the 2600 period. In fact, probably one of the most successful of all time, given that they're still around today and still making vast amounts of money with their various products. But yeah, the formation of Activision was initially a response to Atari's internal policy that programmers and game designers wouldn't be credited on screen in the games that they created. So if you've ever played any of Activision's 8-bit games, either on the 2600 or the Atari 8-bit, you may well remember the little scrolling messages at the bottom of the screen before you start the game, saying specifically who the game was by. Now, as for this 2600 version of Basketball, it actually predates the arcade version that we've already seen on this series. The arcade version was made by Chris Downend, so it's not directly connected, but it is sort of loosely based on this version. The 2600 version was quite noteworthy at the time for being one of the first ostensibly two-player games to allow a single player to play against the AI. And it was quite widely praised for that at the time. So the video magazine at the time reviewed it in 1979, better late than never. He praised on the game for playing well both solitaire and with a friend. And they were also a big fan of the sort of pseudo 3D fan's eye perspective, as they called it. A little bit of trivia as well, in the 1980 movie Airplane, this game can also very, very briefly be seen making a cameo appearance on screen during a scene where the air traffic controllers are, let's say, not paying attention to their job. Anyway, let's go play Basketball.
Okay, here we are with Atari Flashback Classics once again. Today having a look at Basketball, which rather boldly promises two whole video games, which basically means one player and two players. So as always, let's have a look at the manual. Basketball game program instructions. There's some of those lovely sort of watercolour artwork that typified early Atari games. Right. Use your joystick controllers with this Atari game program, TM. Be sure the controllers are firmly plugged into blah 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 blah. So, moving your joystick controller according to the diagram will move your player around the court. Again, I love this. Look how specific that diagram is. If you push up and left on the joystick, you will move up and left. How about that? The player with the ball will dribble automatically and will always face the goal. The defending player will always face the ball. To shoot, depress the red controller button. Your player will stop dribbling and will hold the ball, waving it back and forth over his head, as shown in the diagram. When the controller button is released, the player will shoot. If the shot is made when the ball is over the player's head, it will be a long, high-arching shot. If the shot is made when the ball is held low in front, it will be a short, easy shot. Your shot will always go towards the goal. To defend against your opponent's shot, place yourself between the ball and the goal. When the shooter releases the ball, depress your red controller button. Your player will jump, and you can block the shot and recover the ball. You can only block a shot when the ball is in its upward arc. There is no goaltending in this game. I don't know what that means, but whatever. I'll take your word for it. So, that is pretty much all you need to know about this game. There is a handicap option with the difficulty switches. So, in this one, if your difficulty switch is in the B position, B for beginner, remember, then that means your player can move around much more quickly than in the A position. Whereas if you set it to A, obviously, A for advanced, you will move much more slowly. So yeah, the two games. Game 1 is a two-player game, logically. And Game 2 is a one-player game. Using the right-hand controller, it's you against the computer, and our computer is programmed to help to increase your playing skill. The closer the score, the better its defense, and he will make more offensive moves. Try not to let the computer get more than an 8-point lead, because after he's let you close the score, his defense will tighten much sooner. Suggestion: at first, place the left difficulty switch in the A position and the right difficulty switch in the B position. If you can beat the computer 6 to 8 points, consider yourself a skillful player. Then move the left difficulty switch to the B position. If you can beat the computer by more than 4 points, you are a superior player. Well then, let's see if I can perform even the most basic requirements for that. So, We don't have anyone else here with us today, so we will switch straight to game number 2 for the 2-player mode. And what did it say? I think put the left difficulty on A and the right difficulty on B, because I think you play the one on the right when you're playing against a computer. So let's have a go. Oh no, I may have made an error. Let's do that the other way around. So, other way around. And reset. Start again. Well, this isn't going well, is it? Oh, it's a point. It's 2 points for me. I don't know how basketball scoring works, or indeed if this game bears any resemblance whatsoever to actual basketball scoring. Oh, that was way over. So, the mechanics in this are extremely simple. So, tackling is just a case of, I think it's lining up your feet with the other person. What was he doing there? Yeah, and then there's no real sort of understanding of perspective when it comes to shooting. I haven't successfully managed to steal the ball yet, have I? Because, like, yeah, you can shoot from down here, and as long as it goes in the basket, you get the points for it. That presumably means that you can... Yeah, blocking it is very similar, as long as you actually collide with the ball. There we go, lovely. Too far. I love the animation, it's just so terrible. I'm also pretty terrible at this game. Yeah, I've clearly got those difficulties set wrong, haven't I? Because the computer is very obviously moving faster than me. Stop it. I'm not doing too badly considering, though. Grab it. Thank you. Nice. Still 2 minutes to go. Everything to play for. Whoop. Yeah, I think the trouble with the speeds not being equal is that it then makes it very difficult to actually catch the other player. Which means that if you're not both playing on the same handicap... How did that count? That's ridiculous. Yeah, if you're not both playing on the... No. If you're not both playing on the same handicap, then... yeah, actually tackling each other is going to be a bit of a crapshoot. So I think once our time is up here, we'll have another go and we'll set both the difficulty switches as the same thing. So we should have a theoretically fair game then. Although if I successfully win as the underdog, I'm going to be quite pleased with myself. But yeah, it is impossible to actually tackle when they move so much faster than you, because you just can't get into position quickly enough. Oh no, I stole it. I take it all back. Oh, come on. Oh, give me the ball. Give me the ball. Oh, you shit. Oh, you cheeky fuck. Go on. This is that adaptive AI at work. Long shot. Yeah. Okay. Alright, let's set both the difficulty switches to A. So both on advanced. And let's see what happens with that. So 54 to 46. It's not too bad considering. Right, so now we're both on a level playing field in theory. Yeah, that's much better. It's much more likely to have actual tackling going on. Come here. Grab it. Oh, still winning. Nice. No. Grab it. It's no good grabbing it after it's gone through the hoop, is it? Whoop. I think it's just a flat 2 points for... did that count? Yes, that did count. Yeah, it's just a flat 2 points wherever you shoot from in this, I think, isn't it? There's no sort of shooting from far out for more points. Is that how basketball works? I don't know. Yeah, I do absolutely love that running animation. That is fantastic. It's just like his penis is just flopping out and wobbling around. That's one of those instances where you just get the impression that they were really trying, and then at some point they just like, that's good enough, fuck it. Give me the ball. I seem to keep grabbing it in midair and then dropping it through the basket myself. I'm not sure if I'm viewing that correctly, or if that's just the questionable perspective of this game. But yeah, it does seem extremely difficult to... I guess you need to try and intercept it while it's a bit further out. He's 8 points ahead. Come on, I can pull this back. Nice. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. Hup. Give it to me. Thank you. Missed. Shit. Nope. Mine. Gentle little shot there. Give it. Yeah, the fact you can shoot from pretty much anywhere in the sort of depth of the screen kind of undermines things slightly. It's like I can shoot from up there and it just... Oh, it didn't go in. That's interesting. Whoop. Went in that time though, didn't it? Haha, you missed. You suck. Whoop. God damn it. No. Mine. Gentle little toss. Oop. No, too hard. Oh, I still got a point for it though, somehow. Yeah, this game is not the most rigorous simulation I've ever seen, but it's alright, that was a cat jumping on the table if you heard that. Hello, Meg. 2 seconds to go. Is he going to win? Oh. Anyway. Okay. I think we get the idea of that. There's not much more to say about that, really. Let's just have a quick go with both on the B setting and see what happens there. So in theory, we should both be faster now, so this should be a much more high-speed game. Yeah, I do not understand how that blocking thing works. Because I just don't see how you can get in position for it. Because it just bounces into the basket by the time you can reach it. So yeah, the actual sort of tactics of this are pretty limited. Because it's mostly just a case of getting the ball and throwing it, and then you're pretty much guaranteed a point. But that's okay. I mean, that's all a lot of these games from this period, where sort of getting yourself in the right position so that you can score points, and then just repeat until one or both of you got bored. Yeah, there just doesn't seem to be a way to intercept that ball without actually putting it through the basket yourself. I don't understand. Oh well. That one, it just bounced through it itself. Yeah, there's just literally no perspective in this game, is there? As long as it passes through that line that represents the hoop, that counts for points. Oh well, it's functional, let's put it that way. And you have to remember, this was a very early game on the platform. And so at this point, we were still very much trying to establish a lot of conventions of things like sports games and so on. So there had been attempts to simulate games like basketball and stuff previously, but they had all been sort of Pong variants by this point. So like basketball on one of those sort of TV Pong machines would have probably been just like you had multiple paddles on the screen. Yeah, still don't get that. And I've got a minute more to understand it, and I don't. Oh, do you just have to sort of knock it away rather than catch it? Is that how that works? No, apparently not. Too hard. "40 seconds to go." Dunk. No, that still goes through. 2 points in it. 4 points in it. 2 points in it. Come on, purple, you can do it. Oh, he misses. Oh no! Ah, you shit. I like how the computer turning down its skill just appears to be him running off into the corner like that. And just... oh, that's insane. Anyway, that is basketball. Make of that what you will, I guess. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please help out the channel by leaving a like or a comment and subscribing. New episodes of Atari A to Z are on Tuesdays and Atari ST A to Z on Thursdays. Check out atariatoz.wordpress.com for a full archive. Do please also check out my other projects moegamer.net, where I explore Japanese and Japanese-inspired games from yesterday and today, and videopackgames.wordpress.com, which aims to catalogue the small but well-formed library of the Philips G7000 Videopack computer, also known as the Magnavox Odyssey 2. You can also support my work on Patreon or buy me a coffee. You can find links to do both down in the video description. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.